Wag, what up, tube? How you living? I hope everybody's day is and has been going amazing, man. My day going decently well, bro. It's been a week since the last video I posted, man. Life be doing her thing, man. I think the last thing I told y'all was that work really wasn't gonna require as much physical presence as it once did, but still a lot of the same day-to-day activities as far as maintaining, the lifespan of the business. So everything been copacetic, man. Trying to find a routine that works for me, with the free time, which when I think about it, ain't really free time that we getting, you know what I mean? Because you're just replacing it with other work and maintaining, you know, things inside the business that we weren't once doing as much, I guess. But yeah, though, man, everything has been, and is going copacetically. I can't complain about much, man. Life she doing her thing, man. Outside of the business, um, life is just teaching me a whole bunch of things, man. Like emotional intelligence and things of that nature, bro. And I know there's a lot of videos on this, and I talk a lot about it, bro. But as I tell y'all about this walk of life and understanding and going through things, you dig? Things like emotional intelligence are one of those things that you don't just wake up and say you understand, bro. The you applying what I'm saying in these videos today may only help you today until you bump your head tomorrow, and you have to utilize that to grasp a deeper understanding of yourself and the person you're communicating with, And it's tough, bro. Life is a mother effer, man. She present things inside of our lives that challenge us, that weigh us down, and as young men, as members of society in general, I feel like our only moral duty is to be as best as we can be, man, and know that um you are not the only one that goes through things. You did what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that they can't weigh down on you at all, or that you can't feel them, or that you can't embrace them. Hell no, I'm not saying that, bro. What I'm saying is that um there's a lot more similarity in what you're going through with the people around you than you give credit to. Me specifically in this video, speaking towards myself. So you feel me? Just walking through life, son. Like walking through life is a challenge in itself, let alone if you have a whole bunch of other things going on. So whether you in a place where you don't know how to get out of, you just floating in life, or you taking strides towards getting where you want to go and you see yourself doing this, these videos are all helpful for each one of those types of people, because life is about continuously doing that. So wherever you are at, getting up and starting to do that over and over is one of the biggest parts of the plan, no matter what, and like I said, I always say humbling yourself down to learn from any and everything, man. Like, you know, it's kind of ironic how life is, bro. You to only truly learn is like the all those old sayings we always hear our whole lives, like you stop touching the stove once you touched it and you realize you burnt yourself. I bet you ain't gonna touch it no more. You feel me? It's like that's how we go through life. We gotta bump our heads, man, and learn through experience. So it's only so much watching motivational videos and things like that gonna really do for you, bro. Honestly, but it's still good to know and hear at times, especially when people say things that you really need to have heard, that you're not alone in your walk, man. You're not alone, and you're not alone, and you know, whenever you going through things and having these conversations with people that on surface level can seem demoralizing, can feel like they draining you, and you don't see an out, and you don't feel like you can be right. You feel me? Just know, like, man, this is how you getting worked on. This is how you getting sculpted. You understand? And try not to harbor any resentment towards the people who God is using to teach you these lessons. Sometimes we can be victims of this, and I'm not the best at it. Sometimes, the life lessons the morals that I live and die and breathe on every single day to this day. You know, some of the people that had to have taught me those things, have teached me those things, whatever, I can't say at times I don't react out of how I felt in that moment from something you inevitably taught me, but from how I felt, like bottom of the barrel, like nothing whenever I was getting taught that, you dig? And you know, it don't even mean that they had those intentions with what they did, but that's how I felt and that's what I learned from it. And sometimes I react more emotionally than I'm supposed to, you understand? And I'm not saying to not feel those things, no, because I think that feeling those things is what makes us human, but also knowing that our emotions are sporadic. I used this word recently when describing emotions, and sometimes can be unpredictable. And in order to live a life of consistency, a life of I knows, for lack of better terms, you have to be able to delegate those emotions when necessary, or utilize those emotions when necessary, and delegate them to tasks and to spaces where them flourishing is the best thing for you and the best thing for everyone involved. You understand, depending on, obviously what is going on and who you are speaking to. You know what I mean? But um, those things do make us human for sure. I don't want you to say that think that I'm saying forget about them, but like I said, to be consistent humans, to make lives and get us out of where we are now and where we want to be, it takes a change, man. And for so long we respond emotionally. For so long we say things aren't for us. For so long we run away from and walk away from problems because of the emotional load and toll that they weigh on us. You understand? And that's when I talk about this greater higher power, man. Like, there's only so much as an individual, as whatever your name is. My name is Jaquan. There's only so much Jaquan can take. Like, it's only so much talking about it with a person and feeling like they don't get me. Talking about it to this person and feel like they don't get it. Talking about it to that person and feel like they don't get it. It's only talking about it to one person that somehow they get it a little bit but don't understand this. You feel me? It's only so much talking to my vortex of people, talking to my village of people is gonna do before even that becomes insatiable. Is that the word I want to use right now? It's only so much that can take until you have to give it up to something greater than the power of the village you've created. And especially if you have a super efficient one and you realize it's still not enough, it's too much for them to handle, you feel me? It's no knock to any one of them at all, but I'm just saying that it's bigger and greater and badder than you, them, all of you together combined. It's way bigger and greater than that, man. This is when I talk about this giving things up, man. You understand, and realizing that it's only so much that you can control. My cousin told me this, and he tell me this all the time. Every time I mess up is because I get confused and I attempt to take the reins, and I forget that God has the control over these situations. Each time we work, whenever I feel lost or I feel like I don't know what I'm doing next, is because I realized that I had taken control for so long, up until the point where I steered myself into a place of unknown that only the Most High could take me out of and lift me higher than. And he tell me that all the time, bro. Like, and I feel like sometimes even the best of us who self-develop and work on ourselves and get better and do X, Y, and Z, you feel me? It's like feeling as if you've done enough to the point where you can step back out into that world by yourself. Like, nah. Because eventually he's so compassionate, he's so cool and cool D and just smooth. Like, he gonna let you revert all the way back around to where you just gotta turn around back to him. He'll do it harshly, depending on what you need. He'll do it on the cool. He'll do it just enough for you. He come in multiple different flavors, but I guarantee you, every time he reminds you, like, hey, you're forgetting something. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you know, I don't know it all, bro. This how life making the most sense to me right now. I'm not claiming to be see all be all, whatever they call that. I'm not claiming to end all be all. I'm not claiming to be a guru. I'm not claiming to be any of that, bro. I just come on here and express how things be making sense to me. You know, I'm always open to opinions, you know, alternative explanations, alternative, did I say opinions already, on how I view these things and how they make sense to me, you understand? But right now, this is what the Most High has put on me and put on my mind, and has allowed me to feel some sort of at peace with the things that are going on around me, you know, and has allowed me to shoulder this burden as headstrong and both legs under me as possible, and know that everything is gonna be okay. And you feel me? I think that I'm not always like this for sure, but this is where I'm at when I'm prospering the most, you know what I mean? And I'm operating on all cylinders and taking care of what I need to take care of. So, um, 9 out of 10 times, how you know this, just a quick little cheat about myself. If I post a video, I'm usually in that space. You dig what I'm saying? I'm coming up to it. You follow me? Because these videos always do that for me, and I appreciate you for watching, because this was probably more of a therapy and a needing to say for me more than a needing to hear for whoever's watching this video. So I have nothing more than that to say besides through him, you will conquer it all through him. It had been already done. I'm out of here.
I went through hell and back and I came back a better me. Said this so many times, but I swear I finally see